Hey, what's up everyone? It's Arfan from Grow Automate Scale, and in today's video I'm talking about Facebook ads targeting. I get this so much, especially since, we use Facebook because it's a great place that we know our ideal clients on, but they have close to 3 billion active users, and we want to find our ideal clients. So how can we best do this? And the targeting has evolved over time, so we're going to dive right in on this, and we're going to start at the beginning so we can kind of walk through targeting and the different options you have and how you can really start, like the best way to start testing, because in order to find which targeting is the best for you, you have to test. So if you are a business owner and you're looking to do Facebook ads and you've been trying to get Facebook to work for you, you've been trying to see how it's going to go, targeting is a big piece of the picture. So let's dive right in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos. So first thing we're going to do is inside of our ad account, we're going to go over to audiences. So if you just move your mouse over to the left here, and again, we are on facebook.com/ads manager, and we're going to go to audiences. Now, the audiences will house the different variety of targeting you have, right? Because you want to target your audience. So you're going to have cold targeting, cold interest targeting. For example, you see here we have Kiyosaki, and I'll talk to the naming convention, see what it means, right? So we have this here, we're targeting people living in the United States, age 25 to 50, who are interested in Robert Kiyosaki. Right, a lot of people who are Robert Kiyosaki are entrepreneurs. They're entrepreneurs in various stages of their life, but they have a pretty wide audience. And we also have a narrowing and must also match education level: college, grad, master's degree, or professional degree. So we're narrowing that down a little bit. And estimated audience size is 1.6 million to 1.9 million. Right, so this is cold interest audience. Robert Kiyosaki has a bunch of different followers. They're just in all kinds of different things in entrepreneurship and business. Those aren't even in business yet. A lot of young followers, old followers across the board. Now, the other thing we have is going to be our actual current existing audience. So it's our Facebook audience. So we have cold interest targeting. Then we have our retargeting, so to say. This is our cold interest. People who follow us, who like our page, who view our content. We have this interest, and this could be our email list, the videos that we put out, the Instagram posts that we make, the Facebook posts we make, and also the people who visit our website. So you see all website visitors, those who are visiting our website. This makes up our retargeting audience, or I call it our warm audience. These people know us to some degree. They know us whether they've interacted with one of our ad or if they've interacted with some of our content organically. And you get to choose which makes sense for you. If you're a pretty big brand and you have millions of followers and your email list is very large, you see here these are website 180. Let's go through this real quick. Let's talk about the custom audiences, because actually the next layer of that is that after custom audiences, your warm audience, you have lookalike audience, which we're telling now that we create our lookalike audience, we're telling Facebook, hey, find also other people who look like this audience. So find people who look like those on my email list, or those who engage with my Instagram post, or you can be pretty creative in how you do this. Okay, so let's start with the custom audiences first. So again, this is your retargeting audience. So again, you have your website. Now, depending on your business, you may want to go deeper into this. There's offline activity, which you can start. This is, again, we're not going to business if you own a local store where you're doing things over the phone or offline channels. If it's possible to integrate your pixel. Now, you have to really look at the system you have, if that's a capability for your location or not, and talk to the developer as far as that goes to get this implemented. But if you want to start tracking things like that, so things that are happening over the phone and stuff like that, you can definitely capable of doing that. App activity, if you have an app. Catalog, so if you have a catalog, if you're selling homeware, clothing, or different items on Facebook, you can actually just run ads to your catalog, and Facebook will help you to get more sales. Very quick, very simple, very easy to also retarget the people who visited your catalog. And this is what you'll do here. You want to target, put together an audience of people who visit my catalog. And then once or twice a year, you run a Black Friday promotion. Now, everyone who visited my catalog for the past 6 months to a year, you're running a promotion for Black Friday. Just so there's ways to advertise depending on this audience is there. Primarily website, your customer list, your Instagram account, your Facebook page, will be the ones you want to use. Okay, so you want to create these audiences. They're very simple. You just kind of click on each one, just follow the process. It's about 3 or 4 steps, and they're super easy, super simple. There's not much. The customer list will have some mapping. Mapping meanings like you match name to name, right? So you're mapping first name, last name, city, zip code, location, whatever information you have. Typically it's first name, email. If you're retargeting those who are online, if you're local vicinity, you may have their address, but you can also type in like zip codes and things like that. Depending on how much information you have, you map it on Facebook, and it'll walk you right through that. Okay, so now once you have a custom audience, you can create a lookalike audience. So for example, let's say I have where is that? So I have my email list here. Now, is that the current one? Let me go. You could also filter by type, and you could filter by custom audience, and you can just see only the custom audience you have. So email subscribers 324. If I click on here, oops, it's giving me some notification to update. So you can also, that's how you update the list right here. But I'm going to go actually click on these 3 dots, and you click create lookalike. That's how you create a lookalike audience. Sometimes it can be a little tricky because you don't just see it very blatantly obvious. So you have to select this, select the audience you want, click on the 3 dots, which is the menu, and then create a lookalike audience. And I think I already have a 1%, but let's go. I'm just going to walk you through the process here. So we're going to select your lookalike source. So again, my source is my email list. That's my email list source. Select the location. Everyone in my list, well, about 90% are from the United States. So I'm going to choose United States. And the lookalike number, I want one audience. I'm going to do a 1% match. You can go broader, and the closer you get. So a 1% match will match as close as possible, right? A 10% match will loosely match it, right? So this is 10% of the United States population, and it's gonna find that 1% who looks like your email list. Pretty cool. So the larger your email list, the better this is. So I'm gonna keep it at 1%. If I already have that, I'll do a 2%. I think I already have it. Yeah, I already have a 1%, so I'm gonna do a 2% so I can show you. So you can see the audience size went up from a 2.8 million to a 5.6 million. So let's create audience. Now, if I click on lookalike audience, I filter by lookalike audience, you can see that 2% audience here. And it shows the audience size 2.4 to 2.8. So, but they're just more loosely matched. And it's a great audience to be able to use. So that's lookalike audiences. And you can do lookalike audience just for about anything that you do that's a custom audience. So my video views, I can create a lookalike audience. There are certain requirements in order to do a lookalike audience. So for example, one of the things is that your source has to have over 100 contacts in order to do a lookalike, audience. If you don't have 100 contacts, and it won't work, right? Similarly, if you want to do a lookalike audience of website visitors, things like that, it's going to be more effective once you pass 100 page viewers on there for that website. So some things to keep in mind. If you're doing like a lookalike audience for a video view and you've only had 100 video views, that's also not really enough to do a lookalike. So you need more closer to like 1,000 video views, and then you can do a lookalike audience of that, right? So there's some things to be aware of for lookalike audiences. So moving on, the next thing we have is going to be your cold interest or saved audiences, as they call it here on Facebook. So the way this works is going to be basically you're targeting demographics, interest, or behavior that your ideal client would fit under. Okay, so this can range from a wide variety of things. If, for example, if you're targeting parents, you can see here there's interest in parents, parents-in-law, parent-teacher association. There's lots of different things. Your parents would, depending on the age, so you could do a wide variety of targeting for choosing depending on what niche you're in or who you're trying to reach. Now, if you're also trying to do more of a local-based ad, so for example, we're targeting entire United States. If we're not part of the United States, and let's say we're just targeting South Ozone Park, New York, 11420, I believe. Right here, New York, United States. Yep, South Ozone Park, 11420. So this would just target that location. Now, the estimated audience size without including any detailed targeting is about 48,000 to 57,000 people. So that's those who reside just in this location here. And what we're doing is we're just targeting this zip code. Now we can also target Ozone Park or the surrounding areas by typing that in here. So this is if you're doing a local ad and you just want to target this area here with some service you provide. Maybe you're doing home cleaning in South Ozone Park, and you want to advertise home cleaning services. You can be able to do that within this vicinity. So that's how you create the targeting. Or if you're the number of ways to go about doing that. Now, working with coaches and my agency, we target more based like we're targeting the United States or so, because we're reaching United States. So here we're reaching a larger audience, right? So again, smaller. Again, if you're more of a local services, things like that, you can target local. Larger, you go broad, and also demographic, interested behavior. There's a lot you can choose. If you choose browse, you can go through demographics. You can browse through like life events and go away and kind of go through here to give you some ideas. I will say browsing is very limited because they don't give you the full potential if you start typing different options here. So when you start typing different options, you start seeing things that you would not have found when you browse. Similar with suggestions. The more Facebook gets to understand your brand and the more you advertise, they start giving you suggestions. You can see here, again, we work with a lot of online businesses, those who are doing digital products. So you can see here that a lot of these interests are targeting for more to people who are in the online business world, right? So, yours may be very different. You want to start typing in it. One of the things I like to do is go on Google, for example, and I'll type in a search term for whatever I'm, looking to advertise. So I'll do Facebook ads, for example, and I'll look at some of those websites that are coming up and seeing if it's something that's going to be possible for details. So, for example, if I go here and I do Facebook ads for coaches. We see here, we move away from the sponsor, but we have Udemy. Udemy is a pretty big one. I can come here and I can look for Udemy, see if it's an option. And we have Udemy, right? So Udemy education. And I'm not able to target the United States, 2.3 to 2.7 million people who follow you. I can narrow this down by age. Most of my ideal clients being, about 25 to 50, men, women, totally fine. I'm only targeting the United States, so I'll leave the option. I'll leave everything else as is. I won't change anything else. I have 1.5 to 1.7 million people that potentially I can target. Again, very simple. Now, if I was to try to go and find Udemy through browsing, it would take forever, even if I could find it. I don't even know if I can or not. So it's quicker to type it in there. So some examples of how to really go about doing this, and it works really, really awesome for creating some really cool audiences. So I'm going to go ahead and save this audience. So I have Udemy here. So I gave it the name Udemy, and my age range 25 to 50, men and women in the United States. If I was to add other countries, I would probably do plus Canada plus Australia or something like that, right? And just kind of put it in there so I know when I'm running the ads, I can look very quickly and I can see where what audience I'm targeting. So it's create saved audience. So it's right here. Boom. Very quick, very simple, very, very easy to do and implement, right? So very quick for the audiences. Now, there's an interesting thing here when you're doing ads, because you can do these target audience, and what we just did, we just created an audience, right? But when you actually go through, and let's just walk through this. Let's create. Give it a second, it's thinking. So you have different type of objectives. When you're running awareness, traffic, engagement, these type of ads, Facebook will stick very closely to the audience you choose. So for example, I'll show you. If I click on traffic or engagement, we'll click on next. We'll do manual setup. The streamline setup is just walk you through some settings. It's great for if you have a catalog or something like that. If you don't have that, this is the best way to go. So we're in the campaign section. Let's go to ad sets, because this is where we're going to focus on our targetness. This video is all about audiences. So the ad type here, like we say, is a messaging ad. Click the message, going to go to my page. And when I come down here for our audience control, so you get the option for Advantage Plus Audience. This is where you just say, hey, Facebook, take my image, my video, my ad, everything I have, and you find the right people for me. I don't want to mess with audiences, right? This works really awesome if you have a lot of traffic already to your business. If you're brand new ad account, this typically doesn't get the best results, and you typically have to split test, right? So let me move this up just a little bit so we can see. Okay, so we have our campaign, now we have our ad set, so we're in the ad set level here. So what we do is we're going to switch to original audiences, and we're going to use original audience. And this is where you're going to see the same screen like we had before. It's the exact same kind of thing. So if you see up here, it says use a saved audience. And you can type in the one that we just saved, which was Udemy. So I have Udemy, right? So I type in Udemy, and it populates Udemy, right? So you see where it says advantage detailed targeting and advantage lookalike have been applied. We may deliver ads beyond your audiences if it's likely to improve performance. So what they're doing here is that they're saying that, hey, we're going to prioritize showing it to the audience for Udemy, but just similarly like how if you were to look at like me as a person, I have, let's say, 100 different traits, okay? So there's 100 different things I'm interested in online based off of just my history, my search history, similar to you as well. So what they're saying is what they're going to be doing here basically is similar. They're doing like other people like who have similar interests to Udemy, but they don't necessarily follow or, you know, actually have an interest on Udemy through Facebook's algorithm knowledge, okay? But they have other interests. Okay, so they may be interested in different type of websites that are similar in terms of content, right? So they may not like Udemy, but they may like, let's say, for example, Masterclass, okay? Something that also teaches different courses and all that stuff. So what this is saying here is that they're gonna show it to those people, even though they're not targeting Udemy. Okay, and this is one of the things where it's like a combination of like where they're gonna let you target, but at the same time, they're also going to use their system to help find you the ideal people. So that's one thing when we do targeting. We don't want to get too caught up in it. We do want to split test it, but knowing that ultimately we're split testing, we're trying to get some decisions, we're trying to get some results, and we're trying to get our pixels saturated. So eventually we can start moving into doing more campaigns that are using that broad targeting option. Okay, so there's some things to consider there when using targeting. So that's it for this video. Just really all about targeting, how you can really look to leverage Facebook to get the best targeting for your business. And advertising on Facebook is super effective. You can generate a great ROI by using ads. One of the key things is you find a target audience, you create really effective ads that get good click-through rates, that get good conversions, and it's through testing that you find that. But one of the biggest barriers often is finding the audiences that we can advertise to. So that's some ways to just kind of go about thinking it. So if you have a great organic audience that you built up, start going into retargeting ads and then expanding into cold interest because you already have an audience. You can leverage getting the highest ROI from that audience and then start testing cold audiences. Great places to start going into it. If you already have a pretty decent budget and you can put in like $1,000, $2,000 or more per month into advertising, you can start off with a more robust strategy where you do retarget your warm audience and also go pretty heavy into cold interest audience with multiple offers and things like that. So really different ways you can go about it. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up below. Subscribe to the channel for more videos where I walk through different setups and tutorials like this. And other than that, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you again soon.